Hi guys, welcome to this news story, and today it's about the British government fining British American tobacco $1 million, that's €820,000 or £650,000. Now, what has British American Tobacco done to deserve this massive fine? And I'll tell you what they've done. They've oversupplied Belgium with cigarettes. And, yep, it's almost comical. This is the first time HM Revenue and Customs has imposed a penalty on the firm for supplying to areas that are high risk for smuggling. Cigarettes are significantly cheaper in Belgium compared with retail prices in the UK because lower taxes. British American Tobacco said it was appealing against its unjustified fine. We are a business, not a law enforcement agency. This is the first time the fine of this nature has been handed out by Revenues and Customs, and an 8-year-old amendment to the Tobacco Products Duties of 1979 entitles HM Revenue and Customs the power to impose a fine if a manufacturer is deemed to have failed in its duty not to facilitate smuggling. The maximum penalty is £5 million. So they were fined £650,000. HM Revenues and Customs said it would not identify the company, but British American Tobacco said what's happened. The supply chain legislation allows HM Revenue and Customs to work with the industry to restrict the volume of genuine products available to smugglers, a spokesman for Customs said. Sanctions are the last resort and only applied when there's evidence that a manufacturer is failing to comply with its legal obligations. My thoughts. Firstly, the fine is fucking ridiculous. Belgium is bordered by various countries. First of all, it's bordered by France. And French prices are almost as bad as the UK. Not quite, but it's getting there. So, a lot of French people go over to Belgium to buy their cigarettes and tobacco. Similarly, if you live near the Dutch border and you're Dutch, you go to Belgium, as although your price is only about €1 more than Belgium, and still fairly reasonable, it's still cheaper in Belgium. What's British American Tobacco meant to do? Once they sold X amount of cigarettes and they ran out, stop supplying Belgium with its products, which Belgian people do enjoy as much as everyone else. And more scarily, there is a government, the French government, who's probably looking at this fine and thinking how they can change their laws and fine their tobacco manufacturers €1 million, etc., etc., as they're very anti-smoking, as a punishment for people who cross to Belgium, they're French people, and buying their products. The only other country with massive disparity of prices compared with its neighbour is Norway, which has cigarettes, I think about €10.50, the highest in Europe. We're the second highest along with Ireland. Compared with their neighbour, Sweden, which only charges, I believe, €5.50 to €6 for 20. The idea of the European Free Union is to allow, one of its things is free movement of goods, as long as tax has been paid in the state it originates in. So if I bought French wine in France, I could bring as much back for personal consumption as I like. It's the same as when I went to Luxembourg and Belgium. I could buy as many within customs guidelines as long as I could prove it was for my own consumption. I took a non-smoker with me, number one, so I could nick their allowance. Number two, I posted a lot back, and so kept within the limits. That's about it. The news story's down there on the BBC website, and I don't shoot the messenger, I just put the information out there. Where will the haters stop? Stay lit, guys.